Hi there, my name is Bacon, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I saw a rumour circulate and grow with dizzying speed, as it does on social media, concerning the future of Doctor Who, the immediate future of Doctor Who, going up to season 15, wherever that may be. And I saw it I saw it just grow and go in interesting new directions. I thought we'd have a quick look at it. This is hopefully not going to be a long video. This is going to be a bit, I wasn't going to do a video about it at all because it's just a rumour and it seems to be a bit confused, but there seems to be a lot of chat about it. So you know what? I'm a Doctor Who channel, I'm a sci-fi geeky channel. I guess this is in my sci-fi geeky channel, and I really can't stand the current era of Doctor Who. So I guess this is in my current remit. By the way, if you like this era, God bless you. I got nothing against you. I am happy you are getting pleasure from this era of Doctor Who. I wish it would go away. I can't stand it. I don't like anything about it. But I have no axe to grind, against you because of it. Okay, but before we get into the story, as always, please can I ask you to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. All those things are fan-dabby double dozy. Thank you very much. I'm very appreciative. Go check the video notes. You don't even have to subscribe for that, but go ahead and subscribe. There is a South Iron Still audio story made by Big Finish there that you can download right now and listen to. You can't get this anymore. It's out of print. It's out of license. And so yeah, I think you can find it on eBay maybe if you're lucky, but normally you can't get it. So please download, listen to it, enjoy it. I would just say with this caveat that if you do download, listen to it and enjoy it, and Big Finish ever get this license back, go and buy yourself a digital copy. Or if you download, listen to it and enjoy it, and you find yourself liking audio drama, go to Big Finish and just buy yourself something new. There's so many good things there that are like $2, like $3. If you're in the States, so it's pounds, whatever. If you're in England, but it's really, tootle over there. And also, if you subscribe, this is in a moment. If you subscribe, you can enter my weekly competitions. And my weekly competitions are I would say fabulous, are fantastic. But then again, I think everything I do is fabulous and fantastic. I genuinely do. Okay, I know this sounds a bit egotistical, but it's true. I really think that's pretty dumb. I listened to a video I did the other day. I went, that guy's pretty darn good. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. That's really what I did. That's the kind of guy I am. Anyway, so the prize this week, we're giving the prize away on the 9th when we're watching, what's the one? The one with the Ood in season 2 of Doctor Who, Impossible Planet, I think maybe. Anyway, that's when we're doing the prize drawing. The prize this week is a Judgde Dredd graphic novel, America. An absolute classic, fantastic artwork by, Colin Macneil. It's really, this is, if you never read Judgde Dredd before, this is a great story to read, because it's like, Judgde Dredd is essentially a fascist cop in the future, and they do talk about how, and this really gets into, how the judges work with democracy. So it's a fascinating read. Tons of action, tons of violence, great artwork. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. That's a bit of an ongoing theme here, but subscribe to the channel, and then in the comments, leave the hashtag democracy now, because we should demand democracy now. You know what we should also demand? A little bit of clarity about what's happening in Doctor Who, but we're not going to get a little bit of clarity about what's happening in Doctor Who because nobody really knows. Let's be fair. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. Nobody really knows what's going on with the social distancing, how much, I don't say nobody. People like you and me don't know. We don't know, if they're going to be filming with social distancing. My guess is not. I don't think it's going to be possible in the near future, anyway. But maybe it is. I don't know. We don't know if the plummeting popularity of Doctor Who has any effect whatsoever, which is a bit strange. It is a bit strange. So anyway, see that really. It has zero impact. That plummeting popularity has zero impact on the future of Doctor Who, which does seem to be, could be the case. It certainly is, if this rumor is true, which I don't think it is. So it started by Matrix Lord. Matrix Lord, was it 212? I think is his YouTube channel. He put out a video saying that Jodie and Chibs has signed an extension to their contract so they can work another year, I think it was. And it was like, it's a little bit deflated. So that sounds reasonable. That sounds, I mean, like, if the if they're not going to be able to film this year and she's out of contract by the time they can film again, which seems like a real distinct possibility to me, then yeah, I can see them needing an extended contract. I honestly, I don't see them being able to deliver episodes in any other form other than animated, which I did a video about yesterday, and I actually talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I don't see them being able to get any episodes out in 2021 unless they're animated. And honestly, nobody knows what's going to happen with like the global health situation. Like we might have another thing happen next week. Yeah, something that 2020 has taught me is anything can happen. Expect the unexpected. Was that from Captain Scarlet? Maybe somebody will correct me in the chat. Expect it was a Jerry Anderson thing. Anyway, so this rumor hit the internet and everyone was like, oh. It was like everyone was like really deflated, and then people who like this era took it over. But when the rumor first emerged, with the idea that Jodie Whittaker and Chibnall could be here till 2022, 2023. I mean, and they could obviously. I mean, I think the plan is to keep them in place till 2023, till the anniversary, and then. I mean, especially if we're probably going to miss a year, and they take them 18 months. In the best case scenario, before a global pandemic, it took them 18 months to do 10 episodes. I can see them staying around to 2023 to seg into the anniversary. And the rumor that's been also flying around is when they can film, they will split it into 2 seasons. They'll do a season of 6 and a season of 4. So that'll be 2022, 2023, straight into the 60th anniversary. So all that stuff seems to make some kind of sense to me. And then the idea. I can't remember who I was on a panel last night. I can't remember who said this. Maybe it might have been Charlotte Shields. Might have been I can't remember the Wolf. I've never met her before, but she made a really good point. A really good point that said if this was true that they've up for like another 3-4 seasons or whatever, going up to season 15 with the current production team, BBC would be screaming this from the rooftops. So they do. I think fans on. Okay, let me take a step back. I believe we have a somewhat of a cultural divide that comes into sharp relief and low relief. We had a little bit of time when we weren't at each other's throats, but then we got back. But I believe there's a cultural divide, and if you like this season, depends on what side of the cultural divide you're on. If you're one of the progressive side, then you're probably going to like it. If you're like me, one of the more traditional side, not so much. But people on the progressive side do like to scream victory at the earliest possible opportunity, and that they hadn't, I thought, was indicative that there was no victory there to be had. Anyway, so this story then got picked up by on this Twitter feed, the Doctor Who news page, and the Twitter handle for it is WD Page Official. So that's a bit of a misnomer, because it's not. This is in no way a means an official website channel or news channel at all. At all. So they're not even reporting this as rumor. So and they're not bringing any sources. They say that Doctor Who has been renewed for another 2 seasons under the same cast and crew. This means Chris Chibnall will be staying in the showrunner role for the upcoming season 13. Well, we all knew that. Season 14 and 15. Could this be hinting that Jodie Whittaker will also play the Doctor until season 15? So I think this is 2 things. I think this is firstly very, very wishful thinking. On behalf of Doctor Who Doctor Who page, the DW Page Official, I think this is extremely wishful thinking, and I also think there's an element of going kiss to the rest of fandom who aren't so thrilled because I saw social media and I looked at Facebook, looked at Twitter. It seemed to me to be about 75% despondent, thinking about leaping out the windows, and 25% jubilant. And I think that 75% and 25% probably represents 40% of fandom. The 60% of fandom are just like, oh God, just shut up. Stop arguing about everything. I think that's what the majority of fandom is really saying. So this rumor, I think is a wishful thinking. I think it's a bit of bollocks, really. So Doctor Who had already been renewed in February up until season 15, right? In February last, was it? It was before COVID, I think. So it was already renewed. So that's not new news. That where they're getting that Christian will be staying on for season 13, 14, and 15. Listen, it's possible. It's entirely possible. You know why it's possible? I'm going to tell you why it's possible. Back in 1989, the BBC was making terrible decisions. Terrible decisions. Amongst those terrible decisions was cancelling Doctor Who. You know, they made a very bad decision. Cancelling Doctor Who. As it was getting better, as the ratings were going up. You know, if you look at that season 26, it starts like in the mid threes and the high threes millions, and it just goes up and up. I remember watching it, and I was that was 89. So I was like 18. So I was like, teenager into teenagery things, but still my friends kind of liked Doctor Who at that point. There was again my social sphere, it was like kind of a fun show to watch under the McCoy era. So I think it like resonated with that teen, that late teen sort of grungy kind of market. So anyway, they cancelled then because the BBC made terrible decisions. The BBC still make terrible decisions, and I could totally believe they would refuse to cancel Doctor Who, even though it is reviled by the world, the world in general. Now, what do I mean by reviled? Let's just remind ourselves of the metrics, the important metrics there. Let's turn this off. Okay, so this is the ratings for season 12 and season 10. Season 10 was the hitherto lowest rated Doctor Who, and it's that's the blue line, which you'll know is universally higher than the purple line. What could be the purple line? That is season 12. Season 12's ratings were a disaster. So the thing that was really a disaster, and does my cursor show up here? Oh, that's a shame. The thing that was really a disaster was that the season finale received the lowest ratings of the modern era. See, just unbelievably bad ratings. Now, comparing it to season 10 is not entirely fair, because Jodie Whittaker's season 12 was on Sundays at a really good time slot. That 7 o'clock time slot in between Country File and Call the Midwife. That is a fantastic time slot where people are just kind of waiting for good something. And if it's not bad, something it just is not terrible, people will just keep it on and like flow through and get into Call the Midwife, which is much more popular. But unfortunately, Doctor Who, I am firmly of the belief that they retrained the British public. They retrained us over this season. I think this metric bears us out. That Doctor Who is not worth watching. Doctor Who is like this dour, preachy, annoying show. It's just not worth your time. And I think it took some weeks to go over that. And you had Spyfall, which was on New Year's Day. And listen, it had glitz and glamour. But honestly, bottom line, again, this is my subjective judgment, it just wasn't very good. Even with all the glitz, Jodie Whittaker's performance is, in my opinion, absolutely terrible. It's just horrible. I just don't think I don't think it's endearing anyone. I don't think it's working in any way. And the ratings do kind of indicate that. So you notice there's a bit of a bump for Fugitive of the Judgde, which probably one of the strongest stories of the season, and it was a very weak story. That bump you see, it could be to do with Captain Jack, which they promoted very, very heavily, appearing in that episode. But other than that, it's been a pretty much downward trajectory, as you can see. But the most disturbing thing is the rate of decline increased as you hit the season finale, and you see the Capaldi season, the blue line, it increases as you get to the season finale. And again, Capaldi was in a hot summer, this very low rating they got was it 5.12? Their lowest rating, that's for Eaters of Light. That was on a really good June summer's day where TV audiences were non-existent because people were going out and having fun. The catch-up of it didn't do well. See, Capaldi's season 10 really did much better in the catch-up ratings than Jodie. It got like anything between 1 and 2 million people added onto them. Twice upon a time, it was 2.5 million. It was a lot. They get a lot. Jodie gets like 500. It started like about 800,000. It's down to about 400,000 when they catch up by the time. So the metrics are unquestionably awful. It's the season average, the most kind season average that you could give it will be the L28, which is the full screen rating, which is 5.39 million, which is the lowest Doctor Who's been in since '89. Yeah, it's been and in '89, let's compare it to that. It was on a weekday against an incredibly popular Coronation Street, hated by the BBC, not promoted, had a terrible budget, and still it wasn't that far below it. And also overnights. We just got overnight figures. There was no catch-up. Nobody was thinking about VCRs recording it. So, I think this is probably one of the lowest ratings ever for good reason. So, that's the reality. That is the reality that we're dealing with. And sure, they may say we don't care. They may say we really don't care. We don't care that nobody likes it. This is when Piers Wenger said it's editorially very strong. I think it meant it was forwarding the BBC's editorial policy, which I just think is something that repulses most people, most moral, decent people, and bores them. Which is why it's just not very popular. TV audiences are down across the board because they implement this policy across the bloody board. So there's that, of course. They may have renewed it and locked Whittaker in for another 3 years, 4 years. Who knows? That may have happened. Stupid things do indeed happen. Things that are beyond imagination happen. It's kind of embarrassing for them because it's just saying our popularity doesn't matter at all. So, in closing, how unpopular is this current era of Doctor Who? How much is it in the national consciousness that this era of Doctor Who sucks and is just not something worth watching? I'm about to show you a clip, a very clean clip. Nobody need worry, from a Doctor Who porn parody, a more recent Doctor Who porn parody starring a Jodie Whittaker alike. Let me open this up. There you go. And you'll see that they take the piss out of this era of Doctor Who in the porn parody because they're doing so badly, because they got such terrible ratings. So let's just see this in all its wonderful glory.
You don't recognize me. Is it the hair?
No one is watching this season anyway.
Well, what can you do?
Well, there we are. What can you do? I make better Doctor Who. But again, it may have been renewed. It may have been renewed. They may have done that made that decision, which would be objectively insane and crazy. That may have happened. Maybe the reality of the situation is that they're just not able to do that. I don't know. Who knows or dares to dream? Honestly, nobody really knows. I don't think anybody's really going to know until they can get an idea what's doing with filming and when that would be possible. Listen, I have to tell you, I am my cards on the table. I loathe this era of Doctor Who. I would rather see Doctor Who cancelled than it continue. It's just terrible. But again, if you like it, God bless you. Used to be not so long ago, people could like different things and not hate each other. That was like that we could do. That was like that happened. Not so much anymore, I'm afraid. There you go. My name is Sheila Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.